Well, good morning. It's a Monday morning, and this video is going to be uh, about getting ready for a craft show as a maker. And this is one of the things that I do in retirement. Is I consider myself a maker, and one of the one of the big columns of that particular lifestyle is the craft show. And because we're in springtime, a lot of the springtime craft shows are getting started, and I've already booked two. I did learn a lesson last year about doing craft shows in the summer. Spring and fall are um, just because of weather, the heat and the humidity and that sort of thing. It's not so much that people don't show up for craft fairs, but I think with the, with weather that's um, a little more receptive to people, being outside and shopping and that sort of thing. Summertime just doesn't seem, my experience in doing shows during the summer has just been, I've just sat there and gotten hot most of the time and really haven't had many sales. So I've decided to avoid the hot summer temperatures this year. I'm going to concentrate just on spring. Always had pretty good fall shows. So because those are kind of centered around, getting ready for the holidays. So that's kind of my strategy this year. Since I'm retired, I can put a lot more effort into that. I've always found that the weeks running up to the show gets a little hectic, and I'm about to head out the door this morning to get some things out of the way for other customers, so that I can concentrate on actually getting ready for my show. And it'll be a craft show on Saturday. So it's going to be my first one of 2026. I'm kind of still recovering from from having surgery last month, and but this was right at the time where the doctor said I could resume my normal activities. So not wasting any time, getting right back out there. So this should be interesting. But I thought for a video it would be a good look at how the life of a maker gets ready for things like this, because again, the craft show is a real important part of this lifestyle, and in supporting your maker business, so to speak. Personally, I've so far that the few years that I've been doing it, I think I'm still on a learning curve as far as having successful shows or not. I've done okay. I've mostly broken even, but I've had a few shows where I've actually, made some money. So I don't know that you do it so much for for the money side of it. I think you also have to consider it somewhat promotional as people get to know what you do. But anyway, I think for me, the jury's still out on how many and how successful I'm going to be able to be, in this particular thing. This year, I'm actually shifting into some different type of product lines. So this should be interesting. I'm going to show some of the first of the newer products this weekend. Doing a lot of cedar stuff, cedar planters and outdoor cedar furniture. So we'll see how it goes. Sometimes you just throw stuff up at the wall and see what sticks. So anyway, I'm excited. Kind of glad that spring is upon us. The weather's been great, and So I'm looking forward to it. So this video, I'm going to make short clips about getting ready, that process and what happens, and then I'll have a few. I'll have some video of this weekend as well, such as you see the goings on of what a maker goes through when when we do these craft shows. So hope that's of interest to you. That's again, it's Second Act Workshop. It's about reinventing myself. I'm recently retired at the end of 2025. And so this is what I'm doing to sort of reinvent myself in this new lifestyle of retirement. And, part of that's being a maker. So, we'll get into that. And I've been talking some of the last few videos on some of the decisions that I made along the way that had more to do with, setting up and financial and things like that. But this is getting into more of the regular day-to-day type lifestyle. So, I hope you share this video, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said, I hope this is of interest to to anyone that has an idea of getting into the craft show maker type lifestyle. That maybe this will give you some perspective on that. But anyway, I'm going to run out and get some things done. And like I said, I'll be doing little short clips throughout this week that showing the preparation process. So thanks for watching, and like I said, like and subscribe. It's Second Act Workshop. Also, website is secondactworkshop.com. That has some of my merchandise that kind of celebrates the retirement lifestyle. I would appreciate if you check out those. It'll help me out a lot. But anyway, okay, here it goes. It's Monday. Craft shows on Saturday. Here we go. Good morning. It's Tuesday. This is craft show week. Craft shows on Saturday, and just as a part of this video about the maker's world and having to do the craft shows and things like that. So this is Tuesday. Yesterday mostly spent trying to wrap things up so I could kind of clear my calendar and make sure I could prep properly for this first show of the spring for me. I am about to enter the office supply store. This is the first trip. There'll probably be some more by the time I get through everything. But starting off this morning with some preparation, and I need to get a few things here. So yep, this is one of the first steps. Tuesday, and the first stop is the office supply. One of the things that I'm planning on doing is kind of point of purchase type displays, things like that. So I've got some things that I need to make up. I've been working on getting the website pretty much finalized for my merchandise. I have two websites. I have a website for Downward Dog Craft Guild, which that's what I'll run all the business stuff through. Second Act Workshop is the actual merchandise store, and that is where you can go directly and purchase t-shirts, things like that. So the other website will show a lot of my woodworking projects and things like that, and that'll be used more to actually promote custom work and things like that for people to be able to contact me for stuff like that. But the merchandise thing is it's a totally separate website and processing center. So So I'm actually going to, do some things that, well, where I can show that I have the YouTube channel going and the merchandise website up and active and at the craft show while people are, also shopping some of the things that I have made that can be bought that day. So that's the idea. Probably a lot to do, so I need to get started. So that's where I am today. It's Tuesday morning. It's a little bit before 10 o'clock and at the office supply store. So here we go. So again, this is I'll be trying to break this video up into the days left and the actual day of the craft show. So here we go with Tuesday, getting started. See you on the next slides coming up. Okay, it's Friday, the day before the craft show, first craft show of the season for me on Saturday. And so today was the day of preparation. Everything's loaded up, ready to go. Final little details and things done on some of the product, and working on pricing and inventory numbers and that sort of thing. Just going to be running some specials tomorrow as I'm trying to clear out some older inventory, and the fact that I'm getting into things like that are more furniture type related. So I'm going to try to run some specials and move some stuff tomorrow that way as well. And then this will give me kind of a barometer on where to go with things this summer. So been a long day, and tomorrow will be a long day too, but we're ready to go, and we'll head out about 8:30 in the morning, and we'll do a video on site at the craft show as well. So again, Friday, day before, so part of the maker's story in doing craft shows. Okay, the early morning mad dash to set up and then go grab a parking spot where there's limited parking. Lauren. Okay, well, this is wrapping up this video of a week in the life of a maker who was getting ready for a craft show. So yeah, I hope this has been of interest to you. Just try to give a little glimpse into this world of being a maker, and it's just some interesting things about it. Today is Sunday, so I've kind of recovered from from being out there all day. I did do a lot of filming at the actual show, just because I didn't want to show people and get get permissions and all that kind of stuff. I showed part of the setup and how my booth and everything looked. The show itself wasn't that well attended. It was quite warm yesterday for this time of the year. That may have been part of it. Just wasn't the crowds that we've had in the past. So that was a little disappointing. And it actually, I was doing pretty bad there for a while. And just kind of an interesting lighthearted story. There was a booth next to me that I think at any one time it was a group of people that had gotten together that were doing crafts and trying to sell them anyway. There were like 15 people in there at one time, and it was it was one of those things where, just to be honest with you, it was kind of distracting and annoying at times, and I was getting a little frustrated with it. And about 3 o'clock, a friend of that group or one of the group members or something came over and was asking me questions about a couple of my items, and actually bought 2 pieces from me that more than made up for how bad the day had gone, because I'd only had 2 small sales up to that point, and by the time he purchased, put me well over what I needed to be to at least cover my expenses and make a little bit for the day. So I kind of felt guilty about being annoyed at the group, because that, somebody associated with them, or it could have been one of their members or something as well, that actually put me over the top, and I was very grateful for that. And it just goes to show, sometimes you think this is going to be a disaster, and then that 3 or 4 o'clock, because the show actually ended at 4, started at 10, ended at 4, and so it was just a long, hard day. And that it wasn't just me; everybody was kind of experiencing that. So sometimes you get to that last hour and you get 1 or 2 or 3 sales, within that last hour, and it just makes up for the rest of the day. That's happened to me on numerous occasions. But I think the lesson to me was that, as much as I was kind of frustrated by what was going on next to me, it actually worked out for me, and just it was kind of a humbling, just hey, get your heart right, guy. So it was kind of a lesson for me. So, but again, grateful for it. Got out of there, not physically and everything kind of held up okay, and it starts a week in which I need to kind of clean some things out. I've kind of started doing some pre-organization. My next show is not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. So I've got a couple of weeks to prepare. Got to look at some other things I'm going to be doing for the summer as well. Again, this is a Second Act Workshop. I appreciate you watching the video. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe. Share this video with others. Second Act Workshop now has a merchandise website that's up. It's secondactworkshop.com. You can purchase t-shirts and coffee mugs. This is retirement related, and if you know somebody that's about to retire, or give them a gift like that, I would appreciate you checking out my merchandise store. One of my favorite shirts that's on there that I was actually wearing yesterday is Sawdust and Serenity. So that's kind of my happy place. But anyway, until the next video, you guys have an awesome one. Again, hope you enjoyed this little look into the life of a maker. Again, tell your friends, share, like, and subscribe, and check out my merchandise website. Thank you.